Hey everyone, my name's Chris. I'm a full-time beauty pageant director as my career, but in my spare time, I'm a huge toy collector. I've been collecting toys now for over 40 years. You can officially call me a toyaholic. Thanks so much for checking out my YouTube channel. My channel consists mainly of two things: beauty pageants, which I love, and toys, which I love even more. My dream in life has always been to own a toy museum. So it's finally happened. I've bought a building and now I've got to move this massive collection and value it into the building. We're calling it the Toy Vault because it's an old bank building located in Crystal Springs, Mississippi that actually has two large vaults. So now I'm just going to make a ton of videos and value my toy collection. And then I'm going to make some where I take you shopping with me to thrift stores and flea markets and toy stores to let you see where I find all these goodies. So let's start this episode of valuing my toy collection and value some toys. In today's episode, we're not really going to value a lot of toys. We're going to value some jewelry and things we're going to take with us to the toy museum. Like these bolo ties, these are worth about $7 each. Then we've got a collection of these hair barrettes, probably worth about $5 for all of those. And these collectible pins are probably worth about $4 for the set. The Claire lip gloss $1 and the parrot brooch about $6. Got tons of vintage jewelry we've collected over the years, like this green set of beads. It's probably worth about $5. It's really nice. It's probably from the, I'd say, 60s. And then a set of pink beads also from about the 60s, worth about $5. And then we have this really cool modern necklace. It's rhinestone with green stones, worth probably with the earrings, probably worth about $8. And those are vintage earrings. We probably had about 10 jewelry boxes full of jewelry, but we're going to sell most of it at the estate sale. I'm just going to keep the fun stuff. Keep that little beaded Indian necklace. It's worth about $5. And then this beaded turtle necklace, also worth about $5. I think we got that one on a vacation. It's not vintage. Got this old little cameo pendant, probably worth about $5. This old cell phone with a peacock rhinestone case is probably worth about $6. And then this vintage set of pink and purple beads is probably worth about $6. And then the jewelry box itself is worth about $20. And then most of these vintage earrings, I'm just going to say about $5 a set. I know a lot of them are probably worth a lot more than that, but we're just going to say $5 to make it easy on myself doing this video. Got a ton of those little safety pins where people would used to put beads on them and give them for friendship pins. Got these vintage earrings, they're worth about $5. This vintage necklace is $5. This one's about $5. It's made like from old magazines. It's really cool. I think they are worth more than $5 now that I look at them. Little bracelet with my name on it when I was a kid, probably $5. This one's $5. I think all of this, we're just going to say $5. These were actually my grandmother's. She never wore them. She was actually going to get rid of them, but when she wanted to get rid of them, I asked, could I keep them? And she gave them to me, so probably will never get rid of those. And then another set of vintage earrings worth about $5. And these are pretty cool. These are probably worth about 10 or 15, but we're just going to say 5. And this stagecoach necklace, I think it's imitation Betsy Johnson, worth about $15. See what else we have in here. I think there's some little bitty earrings. There's a Mickey Mouse and Minnie Mouse pendant, probably worth about $8 for this set. And then some Snoopy earrings. I think the set of those are worth about $8. And then let's see what else we have down in there. These were all actually my mom's. I just kept a very little bit of her stuff. This Mississippi bracelet is probably worth about $5. It's kind of cool. That was not hers, by the way. And then there's our little Minnie Mouse pendant. And she had some Betty Boop earrings. Those are worth about $5. I'll try to spread them out a little bit later so we can see them all. And then these she had forever. They're from Biloxi. They were little like swordfish earrings. And there's the whole box. I love vintage jewelry boxes. Probably had about 10 or 15, but like I said, we're going to sell them. Little tuxedo sets worth about $5. And these vintage cufflinks, which I love to collect those. Those are all worth about $10 each. And here it is. I spread it out. The little Mickey and Minnie pendant and the Snoopy earrings are all worth about about $8 each. The Betty Boop earrings about $5, and the little swordfish earrings that are so old, probably worth about $5. Got a bunch of display stands, probably worth about $25 for the set. I have this vintage Kristen Dior hat I got at a flea market for about $20, and it's worth about $85. They're trying to sell them for about $150 on eBay. I put it on eBay, but I didn't have any takers for $150. An Il Divo CD worth about $2. Some vintage men's socks still in the box, really cool. The graphics are so cool. The colors probably worth about $12. And then this coming up next was actually mine as a kid. This was, well, as a teenager. It's a seat belt, and it's full of bottle caps, and it's worth about $15. A little rosary we picked up on a vacation, I believe in Mexico. That's worth about $3. My mom's little mother's box. It's made of cedar, probably worth about $5. We'd never get rid of that. And then I have a watch case worth about $15 with some of my old watches in it that are collectible. I have an M&M watch worth probably about $12. The Rocky and Bullwinkle watch is worth about $20. The Tasmanian Devil watch is worth about $15. The Smurfs watch is worth about $12. The Big Bang Theory watch is worth about $12. And the Warner Brother Marvin the Martian watch is worth about $35. And then here's another vintage jewelry box I have that I'm going to keep to put all this jewelry in, worth about $20. The little dresser jewelry box is kind of cool in 70s, worth about $15. This vintage lampshade's worth about $10. And this ornate white box is worth about $15. It has a red velvet interior. Some styrofoam heads worth about $4. A barber's head worth about $5. And some more display pieces worth about $10. Got these two long net wig stands worth about $30 each, and then that choker necklace is probably worth about $20. And then we have this deluxe wig and this deluxe wig mannequin head, probably $80 for the set. And then these little fur wraps we have, these are all worth about $5. I like to wrap them around the base of the wig stands. And all these display stands are worth about $30. And another vintage jewelry box. This one's worth about $25. It's in really good shape. And then the shelves in the room, they're vintage from the 70s. I had all the jewelry on it. They're worth $75 each. This vintage mirror is worth about $10. We have some accessories that match it. These roses are broken, so they're probably worth $10 for this set. I'm going to use them for crafts. This lot of pins is worth about $35. And this little set of gold cufflinks are probably just worth about $5. This flat rock necklace is worth about $6. It's really cool and really smooth. This fish necklace is worth about $8. It's imitation Betsy Johnson. And then this vintage ready kilowatt set's worth about $30. That's super collectible. I have some more little Indian bead necklaces worth about $3 each. And then this rose necklace is intact and it's worth about $15. This green and rhinestone necklace, that's really cool. It's probably worth about $15 for the set. And then we have another one that's a emerald green and rhinestone necklace. That's worth about $15 as well. Probably over 20 years or so going to garage sales. I don't know why, but I was always attracted to old vintage clip-on earrings. So I would pick these up anywhere I would go. Sometimes they would be super cheap, like 25 cents or 50 cents. And I just saved them. I threw them in these jewelry boxes I had. And I'm just going to value all of them at about $5 a set to keep it easy. And we have 23 sets, so that's $115. And then I even have some vintage jewelry boxes, the containers that jewelry came in, 4 of those, and we'll say they're worth about $3 each, so that's another $12. But I've got so much jewelry I've picked up over the years that we're going to end up having an estate sale in about another month and just sell it all and probably make a lot of money off of it. Heavy rock necklace worth about $20, and this vintage multiple strands of blue beads worth about $12. That's a hard color to find in vintage. This 80s watch is worth about $15. And the Out of Business Pier 1 keychain is worth about $10. This blue rhinestone necklace would probably be worth about $10. And this yellow rose is missing a couple stones, so probably worth about $10. This rock necklace is worth about $15 with the gold chains. And this I just kept because of the color. It's pretty unique. It's like a mint green, worth about $8. The green rose necklace is probably worth about $8. And these pink and yellow pageant earrings are worth about $15. And this orange and blue rhinestone necklace set is probably worth about $20. And this really statement piece purple rock necklace is worth about $15. This big chunky mint green necklace also worth about $15. And then this yellow and green one's also worth about $15. And this is a real pageant set. It's probably worth about $25. They're really good stones. And then we have this little, I was going to put this in the estate sale stuff until I looked in it and the tag said Miss Universe. So I'm going to put that with my pageant collection. A little Miss Universe purse or lipstick bag worth about $15. This little hand display with the bracelets is worth about $20. And then all the rings on it. These rings aren't worth a lot, but I'd say they're worth at least $3 each. Some of them more than that. We have 14 rings, so that's another $42 we can add to our overall grand total at the end of the video. This little ring I got for $1 at the mall when I was like 10 years old. I've had it that long. I just liked it. Now this is pretty cool. This is a note card set that I got when we went to Los Angeles at one of the flea markets. And it was a lady that wanted to be a fashion designer when she was a teenager, and she never became one. But she had all her little sketches and she turned them into note cards. So I bought a set and I had them framed up because I really liked her story, and plus they're really good looking. So I think framed up this set of note cards would probably be worth about $35. That's what I'm gonna value it at. Just some miscellaneous stuff we want to value. This big set of gladiolas is worth about $15. Then some roses, probably about $5. Then this vintage little metal vase with some flowers in it. It's worth about $12. And this is like a metal rose, probably worth about $6. And then we've got some more DVDs and stuff I want to add to the grand total. I always do the DVDs at about $3 each, and I'm doing these in lots of 10. So each lot we show is worth about $30, and we've got some really good ones. Like I said in the previous video, I really look forward to retiring one day so I can just sit back and watch all these videos I've collected over the years. And once I get this toy museum open, I think I'm going to put a small TV up at the counter in case we don't have a lot of people in there some days. I can just hook up an old DVD player and watch some of these DVDs while I'm sitting at the counter. My DVD collection is certainly eclectic. I like a little bit of everything. I love comedies. I love drama. I don't like scary movies. You won't see any horror movies in this collection. I'm not a fan of those. They traumatized me as a kid, and to this day, I cannot sleep with a door open. All the doors, closet doors, and everything have to be closed. DVD My Big Fat Greek Wedding is one of my favorites of all time. That and Sister Act. And I think Titanic. I think those would probably be my three. All right, all these here we have are DVD sets. They have multiple episodes on them, and I just valued all of them at about $5 each, even though on eBay they're probably like $15 to $20 each. But I just try to keep my collection conservative in price because I don't want to overvalue it. Now this one, Sex and the City, I had the whole complete series because I really liked that. I know when it went off the air, I went through a little bit of a, not a depression, but like a withdrawal. I don't know now if people buy DVD sets or not. A lot of shows are like streamed online now. You can just binge watch the whole series if you subscribe to certain channels. But like this one, The Dead Zone, it was so good I had to buy all the seasons. I really enjoyed it. But that's everything I have for this video. Well, in our previous 466 videos of value on my toy collection, our collection was worth $1,167,248. And with this video, with all of our jewelry and miscellaneous stuff, we can add another $1,980 to our overall grand total. So that means for episode 467 of value in my toy collection, our new grand total is $1,169,228. Now, I'm not really a millionaire. You can probably say I'm more of a toyonaire because it's not cash money. But I've just been saving all these toys and stuff all my life, going to thrift stores, flea markets, garage sales, toy stores, and looking online. And it's just accumulated to this big old total over the years. So guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope you're enjoying these videos as much as I am making them. I like to see what all I have and what it's actually worth. And I'm putting everything online on our Facebook page, which is called the Toy Vault of Mississippi. And if you haven't subscribed to our channel, please think about doing so because it certainly helps us grow. So until our next video, we will see you then.